Hello, good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live, and I am so excited to introduce you to my next guest. Her name is Adryon de León, and she's the lead singer of Orgone. So we're gonna wait for Adryon to come in the room, and thank you guys all for joining this evening. A little bit about Orgone. I first saw them back in 2017, and when I saw Adryon, I was completely just mesmerized by her voice, her energy, her enthusiasm, her passion, and I had to know who she was. And so I started following her on social media back in 2017, and then I found out she was with another band called Matador Soul Sounds. So I saw them, and so I'm really excited to bring her in the room, and there she is. Hello.
Hi, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No. I was just introducing you because sometimes it's weird when I was just introducing who you are to the Vibin' with Ashley Live crowd. And so Adryon's actually going to first start with a couple songs, and then we're going to get into Q&A. So
Okay. So quick disclaimer. So I sing funk and soul primarily, but I wanted to pick a couple songs that were making me happy during quarantine. And an artist in particular is Nancy Wilson. And so this is a jazz tune. It's called Never Will I Marry. So this goes out to all my independently lovely single ladies.
Woo woo!
And this is my friend Shane Zavala, amazing guitar player, and he's been so kind to offer his services today. So here we go.
Thank you so much.
Never, never will I marry. Never, never will I wed. Born to wander, solitary, wide my world, narrow my bed. Never, never, never will I marry. Born to wander till I'm dead. No burden to bear, no conscience, no care, no memory to mar, no turning, for I was born to wander, solitary, oh, I had my world, never my bed, never, never, never will I marry, born to wander till I'm dead. No burden to bear, no conscience, no care, no memory to more, no turning. I was born to wander, solitary, wide my world, narrow my bed, never, never, never will I marry, born to wander.
Oh,
Shane,
that was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy night. Yeah, so we got another one. And this is just a classic. And yeah, hopefully it makes you feel good too. Here we go. So nice. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else in the way. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely nights. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you, okay. Yeah. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'll be like heaven to touch, and I just wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. And I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely nights. Oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay. Oh, pretty baby, now I found you, stay. Oh, let me love you. Let me love you again. Now sing along at home if you know it. Hey! Woo! I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely nights. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay. And let me love you. Let me love you, baby. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Consummate professional right here, following
Yes.
all my BS.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Do you have more, or do you want to get into questions?
Oh, we did. Let's jump into it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so you're originally from Ojai, California. Tell me a little bit about how old you were when you first got into music and who inspired you.
I was like 3, 4, children's choir. I grew up in Baptist tradition, you know, big old Black Baptist church, and then did a bunch of church plays. And I'd say my number one inspiration is probably my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to her sing, and all my mom's family, they were all in the choir. My cousin is a keys player. He's been on the road with Ashanti. He was self-taught, so it was cool to watch him.
Amazing.
Yeah, so like my whole family, I'd say, was my top inspiration.
That's good, because a lot of people don't come from music in their families. So when music is just surrounding you, it just seems like a natural progression, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So you've been a performer at Disney for 8 years. Tell us what it's like working at the most magical place on earth. I know there was.
Oh no, I 99.9% of the time I am super appreciative and humbled that I work for such a. They take great pride in their entertainment and their entertainment offerings, and they treat us very well. So I have said, I think my experience over almost a decade with them has just been nothing but wonderful and magic, and has afforded me a lot of opportunities, and I've met a lot of people. So.
And how did you originally get in with Disney as a performer?
I have been performing there for about, let's say, 5 or 6 years with a big band, and we were contracted on a, once in a while, once a month, on every Saturday we'd play their swing concerts. And the leader of that big band said, they're casting this show, you should go audition, it's a jazz show, blah blah blah. And so that was that. I went and auditioned and got the part, and have been in the same show ever since.
Awesome. Very cool. So who would you most like to collaborate with?
Ooh, Lord. That is a very good question. I would say right now, Lianne LaHavas. She's crushing. Emily King, and probably Janelle Monáe. I'd love to just see where she takes a project and how she works.
Definitely very creative. So what are a few of your favorite songs to sing?
You know what? It's always evolving. It depends on my age, really. It depends because my favorite songs to sing are something that they feel comfortable doing, and that changes with age. But I'd have to say one that's been really like uplifting my spirits is it's another jazz standard. It's called "In Their Eyes" by in the style of Billie Holiday. I've done 3 or 4 versions of that now, working and collaborating with other artists.
Yeah.
I love singing. We were thinking about doing it, but I love singing Chaka Khan's "Sweet Thing."
Yes.
And then any Mary J. Blige circa early 90s. Early 90s R&B is probably my favorite to sing.
Yes. Amazing. So what musicians do you admire?
That is also a good question. You're loaded, my friend. Well, Chaka Khan's one of them. Aretha Franklin. And then, back Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, Dinah Washington. Billie Holiday is my number one. I feel like something in her voice resonates within me. And and I wish I had thought about more, but off the top of my head, those are my top.
So you sang backgrounds for Macy Gray, George Clinton, and a bunch of other people. Tell us about a memorable experience that you had being a background singer.
Oh, I sang backgrounds for like a surf rock group called the Growlers. And that was wild. Like, I've never had the energy from the audience. And then they had us wear like fur coats, and like we were total divas, and they
Oh,
treated
it's
us
fun.
so, it was so great. I mean, they're so quirky, but their music, like my husband and I, we even listen just for fun, and it's not, and people I work for, I'm not generally listening to their music every weekend, but this band I put on, and they became friends, and that they're just, every experience with them is just wild on stage. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And you still work with them?
We did their last record. We recorded backgrounds for them, and hopefully in the future we'll do some more live shows with them. We did their Christmas concert, Christmas show this past year. So
very nice. So since 2013, you've been the lead singer of Orgone. How did you become their lead singer?
they had a singer who couldn't continue to tour for health reasons. And so Orgone was originally an instrumental band, so they were able to complete that leg of the tour playing instrumentals every night. And their keys player hit me up, and he said he had found one of my videos on YouTube, and it was a band that I played with, you know, growing up, called Upstart. It was just a bit of a video, and he put in the search female vocalist Los Angeles. That was one of the videos that came up.
That's pretty broad.
Yeah, and then so I didn't really reply at first because it was kind of vague, because their manager reached out to me, and then coincidentally my DJ who DJ'd my wedding knew of Orgone, because he's in the Southern California scene too, and he's like, they're trying to get a hold of you, contact them back. And I was like, I don't even know who they are. And then I listened to their music, and I was like, oh, I see, this is next level. I got to get on this. And I ended up replying, and then they flew me out to their tour, sight unseen. I learned 7 of their songs, and then continued on with the rest of their tour.
Amazing. And here we are. And
here we are. Yeah.
With no live shows, right?
No live shows. Bummer, because we were cooking. We had some good stuff in that. I mean, we still do have good stuff in the works, but we had some great shows in the works. Yeah.
I was telling the crowd before you came on that I saw you guys back in November 2017 in New York, and you guys blew me away. I was like, who are these guys? Like, they're incredible. And then when you came out, I was like, who is this girl? Like, who is she? Why have I not heard of you before? And then I was like, oh, because I'm in New York and you're in Southern California, right? And I was like, but I'm so happy that I came out that night and was introduced to your band and to you. And then I saw you with Matador Soul Sounds, and I've just been following your career ever since. So I just want to say thank you, because I admire your work, and thank you for doing this.
My pleasure.
Yes. So you've traveled and toured a lot with both Orgone and Matador Soul Sounds. Tell me about a couple of your favorite venues or festivals that you like to play.
You know, with both bands, actually, my favorite shows have been in Spain. Coincidentally, one with Orgone, we played a festival, and it was like 8,000 people in the crowd. It was 3:00 in the morning. It was middle of nowhere in Spain, on top of a mountain in like a castle town. Yeah, it was random. And then the next one was with Matador, and that was in an old bullfighting ring.
Oh. So
the stage was set up at the end of the bullfighting ring, and the crowd was actually in the ring. And so we couldn't really, and that also was like 2:00 in the morning, because they don't start their programming until like 11 o'clock at night. And so that one was crazy too, because there was like 2,000-3,000 people, and we couldn't see the end of it, because they were all just across this bull ring and up the ramps and stuff. So those are probably 2 of my most memorable experiences with both bands.
So how do you think the pandemic will change live music and music in general?
We were just talking about that, actually. I think it's going to start trickling. We're not going to just instantly have shows and tours again. Yeah. And when those come back, it's going to be very different. It's going to be a lot less people, a lot of what you're seeing now with the drive-ins and then the social distance, a lot more outdoors. I'd be interested to see what winter brings to the states that don't have, the climate that we have here in LA. But I think we're going to see a lot more of that. I think people are going to start to innovate and really get hip to that until we can start gathering again.
Definitely. So if you could change anything about the music industry, what would you change?
Change anything. I would love to see more diversity.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see, especially in the live touring scene, I would like to see more underrepresented artists, more female artists, more female acts at the top of bills in festivals. And not just because, oh, we're doing a women's festival or, you know, we're highlighting women. It's like, no, there's so many amazing women-led acts or minorities out there. It's like, we're not asking for a special feature. We're just asking for the appreciation that these groups deserve or these individuals deserve. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, definitely. So if you weren't doing music, what other career path would you choose and why?
I'd probably be managing an office and doing human relations.
Wow.
That's what I did before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you liked it?
I mean, I was good at it. There's a difference between being good at it and actually it wasn't fulfilling, but I was able to hone a skill. It's a skill, you know.
Definitely. So what song do you wish you wrote and why?
What song do I wish I wrote? Oh my goodness.
What's going on?
Oh yeah, I mean anything Marvin Gaye did for sure. Probably something like Dr. Feelgood, you know, because that one slaps. Like it's like, oh man, I wish I could harness that energy or even like Natural Woman, Respect, or any Aretha tune like that. It's just like to be able to compose those tunes and they're so deceptively simple in their nature. That's what I would love to be able to do.
Mm-hmm. So you sing background vocals on a Lady Gaga song. Tell us about your experience and how you got involved with her.
Well, I work with a couple vocal contractors in LA, so they're always like, oh, we need you for this session, and you don't know what it is until you show up. Mm-hmm. And so that was the case with this, and she was buttoning up her record she just put out. And before they even tell you anything, they're like, here, sign here, sign here, sign here, turn off your phone, I need your phones, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, so this is for Lady Gaga, and everybody's like, oh my God. Yeah. And it was just a gospel choir vibe, and the song ended up being really cool, very like Madonna era, Vogue kind of sounding. It was like a prayer, you know, it's like, it was cool.
Now, did you record in the same studio with her, or were you guys separate?
Oh no, she was not there. There were like typical. Yeah, there were like 15 of us, and she had already laid down her vocals well before that, which is typical of big artists like that. They
definitely. You just never know. Like she could have just popped right in.
I was ready for her to, but you know, whatever.
So what's the best advice that you've been given?
The best advice I've been given is, I'd say to take care of myself. And I know that sounds oversimplified, but in order for me to care for others or to create or to put passion into music or anything else, I have to care for myself. And this is something we were also discussing earlier. I'm like, I've learned a lot about myself since the pandemic started, because all I have is myself to retreat to right now, you know? And so if I don't take care of myself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, then I can't really function in this world, and I can't take care of others. And that's from my mom. Take care of myself.
Self-care is so important. It's like a lot of things come to the surface when you're just focused on taking care of yourself. Like you have to be still and sit in that.
Yep. Yeah.
So you've been doing a lot of collaborating with people during quarantine. What kind of advice would you give to musicians during this difficult time?
The same. Take care of yourself, because if you can't be expected to contribute on something. And also, don't undervalue yourself just because we're in a pandemic and we lost our gigs. That doesn't mean that you're not worth as much. So, you know, take maybe take a little bit of a hit on something you would normally, or do something for free or whatever if you believe in it, but it's still not worth it at the end of the day if you're undercutting yourself.
Exactly.
Still know your worth even through this time.
Mm-hmm. So what do you have coming up in the next month or so? Are you doing any lives, any collaborations that we can look forward to?
You know what, we're doing actually my next, so I've been doing these backyard socially distanced concerts.
I saw that.
Really cool. I'm taking a couple months off because those require a lot of planning and everything. So I might do 1 or 2 little live streams, just more casual, just me. And then we're going to do a holiday show, and I'm starting to formulate it in my head, but I want it to be a feel-good kind of vibe and bring in acts that I would normally be performing with during the holidays to come into the backyard and, you know, have a few people out watching with their hot chocolate and their scarves and their sweaters and live stream it for everybody to, you know, cozy up with their families and, you know, hopefully get some joy from a season that's going to look very different.
Yeah, totally. It's like we have to look forward to live streams, and, you know, they are doing drive-in concerts and stuff like that, but that sounds really cool. So definitely when you put a date, you set it in, let us know. I definitely want to. I need things to look forward to too as a music goer and somebody who loves concerts. It's like, what's the next thing I have to look forward to? I'm like, I don't know.
For sure. It's coming down the pike. It's going to be bigger than the last ones I threw. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yay. So exciting. So that's all the questions that I have for you, but I'm going to actually open it up to anybody in this room who has questions would like to ask you. So put them in the chat and let's do it.
All right. Do you want to play a little bit while they do it? Do you want to maybe start, Sweet Thing?
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Maybe we'll start a little song, and I can always have them play a little background while we.
Yeah.
But yes, if you have any questions, I'm an open book. Even if I can't answer them coherently, I will do my best. I will love you anyway, even if you cannot stay. Think you are the one for me. Here's where you wanna be. I just wanna satisfy you, though you're not mine. Can't deny it. Don't you hear me talking, baby? My solo album's coming, baby. Whoa. Yes, so you keep going. So solo-wise, I've been working with a very special person to produce the record, and I'm hoping by the beginning of next year we'll have something to put out.
Amazing.
Somebody staying sane. Staying sane during the quarantine. Well, still playing with my beautiful friends. That's helped me. Yeah. And going on walks and just taking a moment to pause. That's helping me stay sane. I wish you were my lover, but you act so undercover. Love you time my whole life long, be it right or be it wrong. I'm only what you make me, baby. Don't walk away, don't be so shady. Don't need your time, don't need your money. These words I sing, they may sound funny, but oh, sweet thing. Oh, you know you're my everything. Oh, sweet thing. Boy, you know you're my everything. Let's see, where's the next place I'd like to travel to, perform at after COVID? I would love to go to Italy. That's one of the spots for sure. I'd love to play in Berlin. Anybody in Berlin? I'd love Berlin. Love to play in South Africa. I'd love to go back to Japan. I mean, anywhere. Take me. If you're gonna buy me a ticket, I'll go. Ooh, yeah. Oh, sweet thing. Oh, sweet thing. Oh, sweet thing. Love me now or I'll go crazy. My sweet thing. Love me now or I'll go crazy. Anybody else? It's all good. This has been awesome.
I know, this is amazing. Thank you guys so much for doing this. I'm so happy we were able to set something up. And it's, you know, I'm sure as a musician, you guys are, you want to perform, you want to be creative. So, I mean, I definitely appreciate you guys doing this and taking the time out and answering my questions. And
of course,
hopefully we can be reunited and shows and touring very soon.
Yes, I hope so. I hope to be back to the East Coast soon. Love it. And thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you. I truly, truly, truly appreciate that. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for my show. And we will see you guys hopefully for the holiday show.
Yes, absolutely. Let me get one last question. Hold on.
Oh, yes. One last question.
Okay. One last question. If you could learn another instrument, which one would you like to learn? That one. So I could do just a fraction of what he does.
Is he teaching you at all? The guitar?
No, I could never learn from my friends because it's so intimidating. Like, yeah. He's good at this, I'm good at this.
Right.
It's like I feel intimidated. I have to go by a stranger, you know what I mean?
Oh, lots of love in the chat. Lots of love. Sending you many blessings and success in your journey. You're awesome. Lots of people showing you love. So thank you so much for doing this, and have a wonderful night and stay safe.
You too. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.